As a tarot reader, I think that it's really important to talk about the spirituality to alt-right pipeline, especially after seeing that man do the Nazi salute on my fucking For You page. I literally got on today and I was like, I'm going to do a tarot reading. And then I saw that and I was like, I don't really care about your ex right now. I laugh because I'm uncomfortable. I don't know why I was surprised when I saw that, but I watched it over and over again and I was like, the thing about spirituality is that it's very easy to get caught up in things that are not happening in front of your face. And that happened right in front of our faces. There's nothing to speculate. There's nothing to think about. There's no conspiracy theory behind that. There's no excuse to make. We know what that was. We know what we saw. I need you to be very careful if you consume any sort of spiritual content. Be very careful about the kind of language that you're consuming. Pay very close attention to the language that your favorite creators are going to be using over the next few years, because without a doubt, there are going to be some who fall into the alt-right pipeline. One of the biggest ways to use language to fall into alt-right or the alt-right pipeline is by using masculine and feminine and kind of morphing them into gender roles, right? Like masculine and feminine energy doesn't have gender. So it's important to talk about how those two work together. Yin and yang, as above, so below, all very fun and important topics to talk about. But when you go a little bit too far with them, you start to get into gender roles and how, I think we kind of saw a glimpse of that on the For You page when people were like, I'm in my feminine energy. He allows me to be in my feminine energy. We even saw podcast bros start to use that kind of language too. Oh, you got to allow her to be in her feminine energy. And while I think the intention was harmless, again, I saw it and I was like, I'll be watching. I'm watching very closely because it's a fine line. It's a fine fucking line, okay? Let me gather my thoughts. You'll probably see creators, or some, not all creators, you'll probably start to see some spiritual creators talk about like, oh, I'm in my feminine energy, so I don't have to work, right? We like that's just going back to women not having jobs. Like that's scary to think about, but I mean, that's happening in front of our faces. Another one is twin flames. A lot of people will get caught up in labels and putting a label on their connection. A lot of people will stay in abusive connections for the sake of spiritual growth. Well, they're my twin flame. It's supposed to be difficult. I have to stick this out because we're supposed to raise the vibration of the collective, right? We saw the extreme side of twin flames and gender roles from masculine and feminine labels being misused with the Escaping Twin Flames documentary, and that's very, very extreme. They were cult leaders, but that is where it is heading. That is where it can head, I should say. So just be very, very careful that you're not getting caught up in things that are happening up here. It's very important to pay attention to the things that are happening in the 5D. Energy is very real. Yes, I think that people are psychic. Yes, I think that you can pick up on your ex's energy from 1,000 miles away. You can pick up on them thinking about you. I do think that that's possible. But pay attention to what's really happening in front of your face. That man just got up on the internet, not on the internet, I guess in front of America, and did the Nazi salute. That is what's happening in front of your face. ICE is going into neighborhoods. And birthright citizenship that is going to wipe out this entire country. Like, my family will be gone if that gets enacted. Like, that's going to wipe out everybody. That is happening right in front of your fucking face. Does your ex who's, with another person who's still thinking about you, does that really matter right now? I don't know. I don't want to, like, make you feel bad for thinking about it, right? Because it's your journey. But, like, what is happening right in front of your face? Is your ex at your front door asking you to get back together right now at this moment? If they're not, I need you to pay attention to the other important things that are happening right now. It is easy to escape, and it's easy to pretend like nothing is happening. And it's easy to go into meditation for hours at a time and ignore what is happening in front of your face. But just because you are spiritual, that doesn't make you better than anybody else. You're still human, and you can still be a leader and recognize that you're not perfect and that you don't have all of the solutions. So just because you have access to tarot and you have access to energy in a way that maybe a lot of people don't, that doesn't make you better. It just means you have a skill that other people don't have, and they need you out in the real world. So be careful. That's my little warning as a tarot reader. Be very careful with some of the content creators that you follow, and just other people in general who are like spiritual. Pay attention to the kind of language that they're using. Pay attention to the conspiracy theories that they're getting into. Be careful with people who fall for things very easily as well, which kind of falls into the category of like conspiracy theories. You're probably going to see some people that you love switch up, and you've probably already seen that over the last, I want to say like 10 years. But be careful. Just be aware. Stay here, stay present. You're here, you're human, and we all need each other.